Jared Rand. Welcome to the Global Guided Meditation Call for August 21st, 2020, Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern. There's a lot of, as I've mentioned in several conversations or calls, that there's a lot of earth weather going on, different, dryness and heat and fires. And you don't really hear much about it because of the infected news. So, you just hear from different people around the planet on different things that are occurring that causing people issues and strife. And it's the weather patterns and everything have changed, or changing, and we've all talked about that, there's shifting going on. With shifting, you have, kind of strange weather and unusually hot and fires. And I know out here in the mountains we have a major fire going on, and it looks like in the valley here, it looks like we've got smog or fog at times when the wind kicks up. So there's a lot of people that are in harm's way. So we look at the planet and we look at where any fires may be. Now we all know that the intent of the collective consciousness is very powerful. So the intent of eliminating the fires is a no-brainer. And we also look at the different anomalies happening on the planet, like in China, flooding, and we have fires, droughts, where water aquifers are depleted, food production decline, those things. Now, does this happen a lot, and then the civilization just isn't aware of it? Yeah, it happens a lot. But it's the intent, and here's the being mindful of the intent. If you allow fear to come in, the fear feeds the very thing that you don't care to have taking place. And to some people that might sound strange, but it's true. And I think a lot of you understand that many of the things that we've been taught or educated about throughout history on this planet are not all true. And some people get disturbed about that because they're attached to certain things, belief mechanisms and stuff. And these are the people I talk about that are going to have a difficult time with this transition on this planet, which is in full swing. All of you are going to be, I don't say you're going to be, you will be like a assist, or kind of like mentoring from a specific direction, mentoring as far as assisting those to adjust through the transition. A lot of those that you've talked with or interacted with, or that you just feel when you walk around, are not awake. So when you're not awake and you believe certain things and they're all false, it's quite a shock when you come out of that and you realize that you've been misled. So there's going to be planetary-wide assistance from all of us and everyone on the planet who is aware to assist their brothers and sisters that are not aware. And then when they're slapped upside the face and they realize that many of the things that they held on to were false, as many of us have experienced through the years. So we visualize the planet. We've all seen pictures of Earth Gaia, Arya. You know, we've all been in different places on the planet. And we really have, I'd say, a pretty good feel for the spirit of the planet, how she is, and pretty good feeling for the pulse of the civilization. So when we're outside the atmosphere and we're looking down on the planet, then we can scope in and zero in on the areas that are in turmoil, say fires and that type of thing, floods. And we intend a peace, a stableness in the atmosphere, and the fires and the flooding and any anomalies that are occurring on the planet that are causing harm to the civilization, or disruption, or stress, or fear. With the fires, we call upon some of the elements. Now, obviously, with the fires, we call upon water element, and the water extinguishes the fire. Now, there are two elements, but the water will extinguish the fire. In other situations, we need the fire to melt the ice, which is the water. The fire warms, the water cools. So with all the fires on the planet, in the atmosphere, because we're all part of everything, we intend a cooling in the atmosphere. And the cooling then creates moisture because of the heat. So when cold and hot meets, you begin to get clouds, and the clouds then release moisture of the condensation of the hot and the cold meeting each other, creating rain. So the rain comes from our atmosphere, and it's always there. And we understand it's always there. Even in the desert, there is moisture in the atmosphere. So when we know that, and we become part of it, which we're connected to it, then we direct the moisture to extinguish the fires. And we also realize that we really are not interested in having too much rain, where then there is flooding. Where there was fire, then we turn it into too much rain, then it's flooding. We visualize it through our heart minds as a nice, soaking rain. Wherever there are fires, wherever they're going on. The same with the flooding, but except it's reversed. In the flooding, we eliminate the moisture, with our intention through our heart, minds, and the love that we are, so that the heat can evaporate the water. And the only way to do that is to disperse the clouds so that the sun can evaporate the water. So one place on the planet where there is fire, we are using the water to extinguish the fire. And another place on the planet where there is flooding, we are using the fire to eliminate the water. The fire meaning the sun. So it evaporates it. So as we understand this flow, it's pretty simple. civilization will be able to monitor all weather systems on the planet naturally, not mechanically, but naturally. Moving patterns in certain directions, not upsetting the ecosystem, but enhancing it in certain areas of the planet, turning the deserts into absolute lush vegetation and water areas and so on and so forth. We don't need the deserts. We don't need them. They serve us no purpose whatsoever. So, in this meditation, which is the ecosystem environmental conditions of the fire and the water and eliminating the harm that it may be or is doing to the civilization, you visualize the water in the atmosphere. You feel it. You know it's there because we're connected to all the particles of existence. So we collectively visualize the water forming in the atmosphere and the clouds. We cool the upper atmosphere. How do we do that? We pull the cooler air, which is way up in our atmosphere, where the oxygen level is very, very thin, and we pull it down into a vortex, and then we disperse it out of the areas where there are fires, such as California and out here in the mountains and other places on the planet. Now that can be simultaneous. These vortexes that we create of the cold air hitting that hot air then attracts the moisture. The combination of the two will create precipitation. Once you get a hang of this, you can do it with hurricanes. You can disperse the power center of all storms. It really, and you don't push against it. You don't hurry it. You don't push against it. You don't have expectations or attachments. You intend it, and then you let it go. So it's brief. And when you really begin to embrace that and understand it, then you'll start finding out, without the ego mind, without the egoic energies, where you'll be able to shift at will through the heart mind. So when you see something that's harming the rest of civilization or other people, you're able to disperse it. So it becomes a good thing rather than a bad thing. It becomes a positive, a higher frequency, rather than a negative, a lower frequency. And eventually, this civilization, many of us will begin to understand that and be able to do it. You see an ominous storm coming, and it could involve, tornadoes and many different damaging things, and you can disperse it. Knowing the elements, knowing the combinations, being connected to them, which we are, and being able to disperse harm to the life. So this is, you call it you can name it the elemental meditation or the fire and water meditation. And this meditation can be used again and again and again because it's in perpetual motion with a meditative sphere, the sphere. Once we engage it, it doesn't go away. It's in stasis until we need it again. It's about harmony across the planet, and assisting the civilization of this massive transition into the higher and higher frequencies. So if you will, go to the place where you're not going to be interrupted, and I'm sure you all are. And the first thing that we care to do is relax our bodies. And the best relaxation for our bodies is natural, coming from us, not artificial. body, anything that you may have attracted in the last 24 hours, because we all track things. None of us are exempt from it. And release it. Surrender. When you surrender to things, understand that it doesn't mean you're giving up. I think people get it confused. That's not the surrender we're talking about. We're talking about letting go, surrendering it. Whether you have pain, you surrender to the pain instead of fight it. You know, we have this knee-jerk response in a lot of things with our bodies and anything basically, where we fight it. We're not really clear that we're fighting it, but we fight it. We try to push against it, so to speak, and that infuriates it and makes it worse, whatever it may be. So when you surrender to it, it's no longer an obstacle. It's no longer in a tug of war with you where you live. You just surrender. And it eliminates it when you do this. And the only thing that's creating it is your force against it, fighting it. So it's not giving up, it's just letting it go. So you do that with the body. You just surrender, let things just fall off. Only you know if they serve the greater good for you. That's you, the only one that knows that. So the body relaxes, and then we move into the now. And the now, basically, it's all we have because the past is gone. You don't care to bring in old frequency and energy into the present. Why would you do that? It takes up room when that room is available for new energy, new frequency, forward movement. The now stills the ego mind, and it stills the mind, and so the chatter dissipates to a whisper. And the now, moment to moment, the space between heartbeats, whatever you may be doing in the very moment, that's what you're focused on. That's where your attention is. Not saying it's easy, because we all have a tendency to just, without even, it's like all of a sudden we've wandered off into another future direction or past, and we're out of the now. And when you do that, that's when worry, stress, and fear starts materializing through incessant thoughts being shot at you from the ego mind. And so then the rest is his history. Some of us go into the past, and we all do, and we reminisce. We, we re-experience things and think about them, and, I wonder what if, and, we kind of go through them, and that's nice. But when we get so into it, so seduced into it, because some of us will say, my current life right now, I'm going to go in the past because I'm going to revisit some good things that happened, because right now, nothing's happening that's good. That's ego mind, too, doing that. So some of us go in the past and we stay there too long, that's all. And we find ourselves continually going back into the past. And then what happens is that we take that past eventually into a future that doesn't exist. We create the future from the past, and we relive the past in that future. And then what happens is that we're kind of cold-cocked, and we go, it seems like I've been running in circles my whole life. Seems like I haven't been going anywhere. And that's because of that. It doesn't mean we're really clear or conscious about it, but that's what happens. And then the future, it hasn't even been created yet, because we're creating our future in the now. We create the future in the now. Everything is in the now. Now, when we get off track, and we all do, when you move out of the now, how do you know how do you get back into the now? You breathe, your breath. You focus on your breathing. And the breath is only in the now. There's no such thing as future breath or past breath. It's just in the now. So when you focus on your breath, when you choose to do so, it will move. As soon as you're focusing on your breath, you're in the now, the moment. Pretty nifty heads up for each of us to know that, well, I'm going to focus on my breath, so I move myself back into the now. Because when I go into the future and in the past and in the future and in the past and both together, all kinds of stuff starts flooding in, and then it becomes miscombobulated. It becomes confusing. So in the now, and relaxing the body and being in the now, we want to breathe, and the breath is divine positive energy into the nose and out to the mouth. Why is it divine positive energy? Because it supports the body, the vessel that holds the God, the pure consciousness. It supports it. So it's divine positive energy. Because divine perfection is within the body. Deep eternal love. So as we breath in, we're seated in a comfortable position, our bodies are relaxed, and we have these energy vortexes that go right up the center of our spine, right through the center of our bodies. And these are energy vortexes. These are energy centers that bridge the etherical, spiritual to the physical and back. They allow our God-light energy, our chi, our life force, to flow through them. And when they're unobstructed, when that life force is unobstructed, running through these energy vortexes, these chakras, you're in complete harmony. But if there's blockages, obviously you're not, and if they aren't aligned right and they start to get off track, then we have emotional and physical issues. So we take our divine positive energy, our breath, and we easily bring it in through the nose, and we start with our root chakra, which is in Sanskrit Muladhara, and this is career, money, mindset, sense of belonging. And it's a red wheel of light. That they look like, the chakras look like flowers with geometrical shapes in the center. And the root chakra represents our foundation and feeling of being grounded. Have you ever said to yourself, I don't really feel grounded. I feel like I'm always having a difficult time. I feel like I'm in the air, or I'm floating, or I just don't feel rooted. And the location is the base of the spine and the tailbone area, or the coccyx. And the emotional issues for us are survival issues, such as financial independence, money, and food. And the physical association is our spine, our rectum, our legs, our arms, our circulatory system. It's important that we know this in any meditation, especially when we're dealing with anomalies on the planet, to know you. This is part of knowing who and what you are. Then we move to the orange wheel of light, the sacral chakra, the Vadasthana. This is sexuality and pleasure. It's our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. And it's our lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. And our emotional issues are sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, and physical association is reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. Then we move to the yellow wheel of light, the solar plexus chakra, the Manipura, personal power and ability to channel. Solar plexus chakra, it's our ability to be confident and in control of our lives. When the ego mind is in control, you're not in control. You're not the master. The ego mind is. The mind. location is the upper abdomen and the stomach area. And the emotional issues with this energy vortex, this chakra, this yellow wheel of light, are self-worth, self-confidence, self-esteem. And its physical associations are central nervous system, our pancreas, our liver, our digestive tract, our skin. Then we move to the green wheel of light, the anahata. This is the love relationships and self-acceptance. It's our ability to love. And it's the center of the chest, just above the heart. And its emotional issues are love, joy, and inner peace. Inner peace. Physical association is the heart, thymus, lower lungs, circulatory system, and immune system. Now the throat chakra, the blue wheel of light, the Vishuddha, self-expression. It's our ability to communicate. A lot of people have a hard time communicating. It's located in our throat. Communication, self-expression of feelings and the truth. Some people have a hard time communicating their feelings verbally. So it's our thyroid, respiratory system, teeth, and vocal cords. Then we move to the indigo wheel of light, the ajna, which is the third eye chakra. This is the chakra, the energy vortex that sits right in between the eyes. And it's intuition, sense of purpose, and direction in life. It's our ability to focus on and see the big picture. And emotional issues are intuition, imagination, wisdom, ability to think and make decisions. Now, with the bicameral population, do you think that they are having blockages with their third eye chakra? Because the ability to think and make decisions is not there. Then we go to the highest chakra, the crown chakra, the violet wheel of light, and it represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. Fully connected. Very top of our heads. Emotional issues are inner and outer beauty. How many people look at themselves in the mirror and think they're ugly? And they're disconnected from the God within them. It's our connection to spirituality. Pure bliss, the God within us. A physical association is the pineal gland, the brain, the nervous system. Now we bring this divine positive energy all the way up through the center of all of these chakra vortexes, these energy vortexes, which is our ecosystem, which when flowing wonderfully well without blockage, we are wonderfully well. When we have blockages, we are not wonderfully well. So as we take that divine positive energy all the way up the energy vortexes along with our chi, our God light force energy, and we hold it at the top of our heads, a little bit back, and we only hold it for a brief period of time. I am light, I am love, I am. And in that brief period of time, we condense and compress it into pure liquid energy. And then we release it over the pineal gland. Now, this pineal gland is very important to us while we're in these bodies because it is the gateway to all particles of existence. It's the gateway to pure consciousness, the God within us, and beyond. Now, you can look at it as however you view it, a prune, a raisin, a pine cone, because it has an appearance, kind of looks like a pine cone. I look at it as a rosebud. It's like a green ball, an oblong ball. And when I release this pure liquid energy over it, it literally absorbs it and it fully blooms and blossoms into a vibrant, multicolored petaled rose with a wonderful fragrance that is eternal. And it's fully functioning, full health, calcium, the toxics and everything that our bodies have absorbed through the years that the corrupted souls have wanted to suppress the pineal gland. But through this exercise of literalness, it opens it up. And eventually it's fully functioning. Remember, we are connected to all the particles of existence. And remember, your crown chakra connects you directly with the God, the pure consciousness, the love that you were created from and of. Now, we're all consciously aware that we are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. We also are aware that we're one with ourselves, with all of us. We are the God. We are the love. We are the one. This is heart-mind. This has nothing to do with the ego. Ego-mind. All along through this meditation, you're visualizing the elimination of the fires and flooding. Now we have others with us that have joined us, that are with us in the beginning. We have the archangels, the cherubim, the seraphim, the archetypes. This is a civilization that vibrates at a different frequency than we do. This is why we don't see them like we see each other. They are also consciously aware that they are of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest of deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. Now, we meet with them in humanoid form, physical form. We don't realize it most of the time, but they really enjoy interacting with us. And you'll always know, usually not when you're meeting with them, usually it's after that it dawns on you. Something comes over you, and you realize that wasn't a human or Homo sapien, that wasn't like me, that was an angel. Because when you're talking with them, you go into a different field. You sense it. It's a shift. It's different. Everything around you just kind of dissipates, falls away. Now, thousands of them can surround any one of us at any one time because of their vibrational frequency. They can have a large number in a small space. They're always assisting and helping us. And through them we realize that this life is not a serious life. It is a joy life. It is a bliss life. It is a happy life. And we assist each other like all of us assist each other always. We have the ascended masters. Kuan Yin, Maitreya, Buddha, Lakshmi, Ganesh. Maitreya, Gaia, Siddhanta Jesus, El Moria, Abundantia, Pel, Thoth, many, many, many more. Now these are those who have ascended out of physical form, hold God form, pure consciousness. We ascend into physical form to experience physical form. We're all mastering. Does it make them any different than us, any more powerful? No, not at all. We're all from the same source creator. We are all created equally. We are all divine perfection. consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude. And we're all together. All three of us, all three groups, assembled with this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now in the forming of the circle of light. We're all compelled to call out to all the other facets, reflexes of Source Creator. So we call upon all the light energy beings and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of the from the highest, of the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation of forming this circle of light. Now, they come in the Gugaplexes. One Gugaplex fills this entire universe. They come in trillions of Gugaplexes from every direction. They are with us now. We call upon all of the inhabitant civilization species of inner Earth, hollow Earth, Agartha, and beneath Earth. Many, many, many. Only those who are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the galactics, all the celestials, all the off-worlders, many, many, many of them. Over 1,000 travel through this solar system every day. We're only familiar with a very small amount of them. This includes all of the species and the levels of these civilizations. The Pleiadians, the Sirians, the Arcturians, the Andromedans, the feline, the Zeta Reticuli, Gray, Nord, Draco, Reptilian, Golden Pyramid, Avians, many, many, many more. Now they're consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest eternal love. Because if their frequencies were not of the highest high, they could not be with us in this meditation. They couldn't hold their presence. They've been assisting us in our evolution, in our enlightenment, in our ascension, freeing ourselves from our own self-imposed bondage and our own self-imposed slavery. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all of our loved ones, all of those who have ascended out of body in this lifetime and all lifetimes that we have inhabited. And only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and forming the circle of light. And they come in the billions, and they are with us now. We call upon all the light energy beings who have decided to be housed in the following forms on and above and below this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, and the forming of the circle of light. Only those that are consciously aware that they are of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal love, and of and from the highest, the deepest, deepest, deepest eternal gratitude, can be with us in this now, in this meditation, and the forming of this circle of light. We're only familiar with a handful of them. They come in the trillions, shapes, colors, sizes, forms, configurations of which many we've never seen before. The fairies, the sprites, the elves, the gnomes, the dwarves, the trees, the trolls, the elementals, earth, air, water, fire, ether, mermaid, the dolphin, the whale, the pegasus, the unicorn, the centaur, and the minotaur. many, many, many more. And they come in the trillions, and they are with us now. We're all assembled in this meditation to eliminate all surface issues harming the population, the civilization of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now, in this meditation, and this circle of light. The fires and the flooding. Anything harming the surface population of this planet. Arm in arm, hand in hand, all of our gods together. We are in full compassion, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity, stillness of mind, gentleness, kindness, generosity, and humbleness, bliss, joy, peace, tranquility, benevolence, and abundance. We form this massive circle of light, the equator of this planet Earth, Gaia, Arya, and this now. It is the love that we are made of within us, pure consciousness from Source Creator. And this light is so brilliant, it grays out the darkness of space. It would take at least 1 billion suns in this solar system to equal the radiance and brilliance, of this circle of light. Now it's vibrating and saturating and dismissing all the fires that are causing harm to life on this planet. All the fires in California, all the fires sprinkled around the planet. And it is where there are fires, there is now water. Water, a nice soaking rain, will disperse the fires, moisturize the ground, eliminating a chance of return of the element of fire. The atmosphere will cool, creating the water, the rain, hitting the hotter temperatures in the lower atmosphere. You visualize it as we bring the vortexes in the upper atmosphere, where literally it's over 70 degrees below zero, and we pull that down to meet the hot air, and we have rain. We temper it so it doesn't create a massive storm, and it eliminates the fires. Where there is flooding, we reverse it. We bring in the fire, the sun, by dispersing the clouds so the evaporation can begin and eliminate the flooding and dry the earth. So as we ascend above the planet, we come into a gossamer field. This gossamer field is everywhere. It is trillions of reflective little mirrors of trillions of vibrant lights, colored lights. And then this gossamer field is also a dampening effect to make sure that the rain extinguishes the fires in a loving way, and that the sun evaporates the waters in a loving way. We're immediately met with the emerald green flaming healing light of Archangel Raphael. This is a column that reminds us that we are the power of healing. Then we're met with the violet, blue, purple flaming light of Archangel Michael. And this column reminds us of our omnipotent power, strength, and resolve. we then are met with the white fire. This is a column that reminds us that each of us is imbued head to toe inside now with a brilliant white fire, God-light energy armor. It cannot be penetrated from any external source, any external influence, any external period. There is no force externally that can penetrate your white fire armor. But if you decide, only you have the power, that if you lower yourself through anger, fear, hate, frustration, anxiety, greed, and you lower yourself deeply enough, you will create a breach in your white fire armor, and you will allow these lower dark matter frequencies and lower survival matter frequencies to come flooding in. Now, you decide to do this, you are met with the purple transmuting flame. This is a column that reminds you that if you do this, decide this, you can bring in the purple transmuting flame, transmute all of these lower dark matter, survival matter frequencies into neutral light substance, sending them back to pure consciousness where they are no more. Then you're met with the violet ray. This column reminds you you can bring in the violet ray right behind the purple transmuting flame and purify, cleanse the area where these lower vibrational frequencies were. Therefore, reinstating your full capacity of your white fire armor, sealing the breach. We are then met with the golden white pink light. This is the column that reminds us of who and what we are. We are pure, deep, eternal love. We are made of it and from it. Source Creator created us. And we see this everywhere. We see it in our sunsets. We see it in our sunrises. We see it in our waters. We see it in our forests. We see it in our rainbows. We are in awe of it. It is a reflection of the love that we all are of and from. And in these fires, and in these floods, when they have been eliminated to do no more harm, then we will see the golden white pink light. Because it is of our love that disperses these harming fires and harming waters. It is our love. And you will see it when the fires are gone and the waters have receded. Visualize it, see it, feel it through the heart, mind, and the gods that you are. The pure consciousness that you are. All of our intent with these fires on this planet and these waters, these floods, it is why they are dissipated. It is why they will be extinguished. Now, we continue to levitate above the planet, and as we do so, some of us step outside of physical form. Those of us carrying physical form, we step outside the physical form, and we effortlessly float above our bodies. Now, we look up and we see this massive crystal-like tower. We created this tower. It's larger than the solar system. Now, we look at the shaft of it, and inside the shaft, we can see this trillions of multicolored beaming auric light coming out in soft waves, flooding the entire planet and the entire solar system. these beautiful light waves are deep eternal love. And they're intensified, and they're flooding everything. They're flooding all life, the highest value in the universe, on and above and below this planet Earth Gaia, and this now, and this meditation, and this circle of light. Everywhere. Henceforth, when you look at the fires that we are watching, as they begin to dissipate and extinguish, as the rains come in, and as the waters recede in the flooding, and the fire sun evaporates the waters, the intensity of our love cannot be denied, stopped, dissipated, or diluted. See it in your heart minds. See these fires being extinguished with loving rain. See these floods receding and evaporating with the loving sun. Then see all your brothers and sisters begin to smile. First inside and then outside. Now at the top of this column, we designed it so that the golden ocean can cascade down 360 degrees everywhere. The golden ocean is pure, deep, eternal love of the highest high frequency. And it's flooding this planet in this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light. It's flooding everything. It floods the fires. It floods the waters. All life. Highest value in the universes. Pure, deep, eternal love. Each of us are drops of this golden ocean, and each of us hold the essence of it. We look a little bit over, and we see our meditative sphere. It's at center circle. We created this sphere well over 2 years ago. It holds over 900 of our meditations in perpetual motion. The highest of the highest high of intent of deep eternal love, gratitude, abundance, happiness, bliss, joy, peace, gentleness, kindness, generosity, humbleness, stillness of mind, non-judgment, non-ego, non-negativity. And it's flooding us all 24/7. It does not end. It is eternal. It's flooding all of us on this planet, in it, above it, and below it. It's disintegrating the fires that will do harm. It is receding the waters that will do harm. That's why this sphere can be seen, heard, and felt, and all that there is, ever has been, ever will be, ever, beyond, and forever. And this is why it continues to intensify and it continues to expand. And we look with our heart minds as these fires on this planet Earth Gaia Arya, and this now, in this meditation, in this circle of light, and the great column, the crystalline light tower, and the golden ocean, and the meditative sphere, and the gossamer field, and all of us as the God, as the love, as the one, eliminate the harm in the deepest of eternal love and gratitude. You watch as the fires are extinguished and the ground is nurtured with the element of water. And then the waters are evaporated by the sun, renewing it is, and so it shall be. I'll join you in the meditation. I'll return to close us out. double guided meditation call.